Hello everyone, Tawana Michelle here. Welcome to my channel and welcome back if you've been here before. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about the narcissist smear campaign. So I'm going to tell you guys what the smear campaign is, why they do it, how they do it, and what you can do about this smear campaign, okay? So let's start with what the smear campaign is. So basically, the easiest way to get you guys to understand what the smear campaign is to take you all the way back to, like, let's say high school, middle school days, okay? You may have experienced being the victim of a smear campaign, or you may have witnessed it. So let's say there is someone who, maybe a person or a group of people, are spreading rumors about. They are basically trashing their name, just telling lies about them, turning everyone against them, and none of it is really true, the things that they're saying, and the victim is left feeling hurt, bullied, confused, angry, doesn't know what is going on, okay? That's basically what the narcissist does when he's in a he or she is in a relationship with someone, and they need to use a tactic to get that person back under their control or to save their own image. So the smear campaign is basically when the narcissist tries to depict themselves in a positive light, and they try to appear like they're the victim, they're the good guy, you know, in this relationship, and you are the perpetrator. You are the harmful one. You are the abusive one, okay? So it's basically them spreading rumors about you, telling lies about you, defaming your character, and just trying to present you in a way that is completely opposite from who you really are. So let's talk about how they do this and why they do this, okay? When the narcissist is implementing a smear campaign against you, they do this because, yeah, they're trying to make themselves look good and you look bad, but they are also projecting some of their own behaviors onto you. And if they're cheating, if they were cheating on you, then they're going to say you were cheating on them. If you know, they have been compulsively lying about things in the relationship, then they're going to call you a compulsive liar. If they have been abusive to you, emotionally, physically, disrespectful to you, then basically they're going to say you've been doing that to them. So some of this is conscious, y'all, and yeah, they're deliberately setting out to hurt you and to destroy your reputation. But some of this is also not necessarily conscious. Some of this is kind of their own stuff that they have repressed about themselves that they cannot accept, they cannot access, and so they need to kind of shift that onto someone else. And they do that typically with the person they're in a relationship with, and that's the reason they'll start the devaluing stage where they basically just turn against you. And so they do that, like I said, consciously, but also as a defense mechanism. They also start to believe it, okay? So they become delusional. Now, some of this stuff they know it's an outright lie. They're making up these things about you. But over time, the more they tell these same stories, the more they tell these same lies, they actually start to believe it. And first of all, they're very good manipulators. So when they're telling other people these stories about you, they're good at twisting the narrative. They're good liars, basically, and they're good at getting people on their side. And so people actually, they believe it, and they may start to doubt you. They may start to question you. And the sad thing is, it could be your own family, your own friends, maybe people you work with. But these are people who know you that the narcissist will try to use to turn against you. And they do it convincingly, like I said, because they become delusional and they believe it themselves. And so sometimes, you know, when someone's telling a lie, they're not always consistent. Their story changes. Well, that happens with a narcissist. But because the narcissist becomes delusional and they start to believe their own lies, their story can remain consistent. And it's crazy and it's scary because you know it's not true. They once knew it wasn't true, but they have started to believe it. So the narcissist is far removed from reality at times. Now, we have to remember narcissistic personality disorder is considered a psychiatric disorder. So there are things wrong psychologically. So it's the behavior disorder in a sense, but it's also a result of their own psychological trauma. They have to tear other people down to see themselves, you know, as more superior. And they can be very, very convincing. And so that's one of the reasons that they do it, okay, to make themselves kind of look good and feel better about who they are and to tear you down. But they also do it at a particular time in the relationship. So the narcissist will start a smear campaign against you, one, when they're ready to discard you. So let's say that you're not meeting all of their needs and you're catching on to who they are. Maybe you're setting boundaries with them, and so they don't like it, okay? And maybe usually they're already cheating with someone. They've already like brought another person into the relationship, and they're triangulating. And so they're about to discard you. And because they don't want to look bad, remember, you know, they want people to think that they're these perfect, you know, individuals. Because they're about to discard you, they have to start, you know, changing, twisting the story. They can't just drop you. People are going to see that they did that and they're going to question that. How do you just discard someone that you're married to, you've been in a relationship with, you have kids with? As far as we know, this person has been good to you, so why would you do that? You know, a healthy individual would not do that. And so they have to kind of start putting the message out there that things aren't as they appear. This person is a little crazy and she's been doing harmful things to me in this relationship that you guys don't know about. So they're gonna set the scene so that when they discard you, everyone knows why. And instead of asking the narcissist, why are you doing this to this person, they come to you and ask you, okay, what's been going on? We didn't know that you were doing all of these things. Gaslighting, emotional abuse, smear campaigning, it all goes together. And you know, they'll do that when they're about to discard you, and the narcissist will also start a smear campaign against you when their attempts to control you and manipulate you has failed. So they'll get angry, they'll go into a narcissistic rage, and the smear campaign is punishment. It's one way of them punishing you and getting back at you. They'll also start a smear campaign against you when they have been love bombing you after they've discarded you. You know, it's a revolving cycle. After they've discarded you, they're going to want to come back and they're going to hoover. I have a video about hoovering. I'll leave that at the end of this video. But they'll hoover you and they'll start with their love bombing. When their love bombing and other hoovering attempts does not work and you don't take the narcissist back, then they're again, you're going to be punished for that. And one way that they may punish you is by starting a smear campaign. So it's very crazy making, just like all of the other manipulative and abusive tactics that the narcissist uses. I mean, it drives you absolutely crazy. So let's talk about what you want to do when that happens, because naturally you're gonna get very emotional, you're gonna get very upset, you're gonna want to defend yourself, you may, want to argue with this person, but you don't want to do any of that. So let's talk about what you want to do when the narcissist is starting a smear campaign against you. So the first thing you want to do when the narcissist is starting a smear campaign against you is you don't want to react emotionally. No emotional response at all, okay? Yeah, you're feeling angry, you're feeling hurt, you're feeling betrayed. The narcissist does not need to know that. You can deal with your emotions in other ways without involving the narcissist. So that's the first thing. Don't react emotionally. The second thing you want to do, or don't want to do, I should say, when the narcissist is creating a smear campaign against you, don't contact the narcissist. No contact at all with them during this stage, because if you contact them and you're all emotionally reactive, they're going to believe that their attempts have worked. You don't want to argue with the narcissist and try to get them to clear your name. I mean, you want that, but the narcissist isn't going to do that. So there's no point in fighting with the narcissist and trying to get them to take back all of these nasty things they said about you. That's not going to happen. They're not going to do that. So don't contact the narcissist and try to get him or her to clear your name, because it ain't gonna happen. And the third thing you want to do is talk to your friends and family, whoever's in your support system, about your situation, the truth about your relationship with the narcissist. You may have been in denial yourself about what's been going on with the narcissist. You may have withheld information because you were maybe ashamed or embarrassed about what was going on, or because you weren't in a place where you were ready to leave the narcissist, and so you didn't want people to kind of think badly about you because you're in that type of relationship, so they may not know. It's time to break the silence and put your truth out there and talk to your closest people about what's been going on. They're gonna believe you if these are your friend, you're really, your good friends in your family. If they don't, then you already know they're probably a bit toxic as well. If the narcissist can easily turn your own people against you, then those are not your people. The fourth thing you want to do when the narcissist is running a smear campaign against you is seek help if you need it, guys. It's emotional abuse. Emotional abuse is one of the most painful forms of abuse, can be one of the most difficult forms of abuse to recover from and deal with. So it can lead to, depression. It can lead to anxiety and panic attacks and lack of sleep. It can lead to narcissistic abuse syndrome, which I'll link that video at the end as well, because I made a video about some of the symptoms of narcissistic abuse syndrome. So yeah, it might be easy to say, well, that's not who you are. Just, avoid it and avoid that person and get over it. Don't worry about it. Don't listen to it. But you're being abused. Like, how can you not feel anything and just say, well, I'm not going to worry about it when I'm the victim of abuse? So you might actually need some help in dealing with this situation, or if you have a really good support system, or you feel like it's not really affecting you mentally or psychologically, then you may not need any additional help. But if you do, know that's okay, because you are the victim of abuse if this is going on. And then the fifth and last thing you want to do is keep working on yourself. Keep working on your own self-worth and your own self-esteem, so that eventually you can get to the place where you feel like you're not bothered by what's going on. If you may already be in that place, you may not have suffered damage to your self-image as a result of narcissistic abuse, but most of us have. It's almost impossible not to. So keep working on you, keep doing your healing work, so that you know who you are, okay? And you are healing and you are recovering from the abuse, and get to a place where, it doesn't bother you as much. But that's a process, and it's okay if you're not there yet, okay? So just wanted to give you guys that information because the smear campaign is a technique that the narcissist frequently uses, and it can be very painful, and it can even be very damaging to you, to your reputation. I mean, it could be damaging to your career. It can really be destructive. It can cause a lot of destruction in your life, and it's not easy to deal with. But those are some tips, but I wanted to give you guys some tips on what you can do about it if you find yourself in that situation, okay? So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you like the content of my channel, go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when new content is released. And thank you guys for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.